Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the WB Mason Coaches Report with head softball coach Jay Miller. I'm Rachel Vogel, and Coach, how are you doing today?
Doing just fine, Rach. Thanks.
Just fine, I would imagine so. After a 5-0 week for the Hofstra Pride softball team, 4 wins over UMass Lowell in your home opener, 4 games at Bill Edwards Stadium this past weekend, and 1 over St. John's last Wednesday. But Coach, just let's get started by just speak a little bit about what you liked from your team this week and what you saw from the Pride.
Well, I thought we're starting to mature a little bit as a team. We're getting settled in a little bit more in terms of positions and lineups and things like that. So I feel good about where we're at going into conference this weekend. Obviously, that's usually we have a little bit longer preseason before our conference starts. That it gives you a little bit more time to sort things out. But we deal with what we have right now. So it's a little soon to start conference, but I think we're ready. I thought we had a much better performance on the mound from our pitchers. Really, all 3 pitchers, especially Maddie Burns, did a great job this past weekend. And defensively, we played well, made some nice plays out there, and played very solid defensively. So, a good sign going into conference.
Definitely a good sign going into conference. Let's talk a little bit deeper about some of your players. JC Roberti receiving some recognition from the Colonial Athletic Association this week as the player of the week. JC really stepped up at the plate this week. She batted .500, but she really was provided a lot of run production for Hofstra, 9 RBIs this week. She was pretty powerful on the base paths as well, a couple extra base hits, 5 for 5 on stolen bases. She really kind of checked every box off. So talk about what JC Roberti means to your lineup.
Well, we moved her up to that 3rd spot in the lineup this year, and she's really coming into her own, I think, as a player and as a hitter. She's the leader of our outfield out there in center field. She's the one that makes great plays after great plays, and offensively, I think she's really matured this year in terms of how she's able to adjust to the different pitchers that we see, and contribute some big hits to our team offensively.
Definitely making some big plays out there, as you mentioned, Hofstra fans. If you were not able to see JC Roberti's home run robbing catch, definitely something to check out from this weekend. But Coach, another player that we should really talk about is Chelsea Manto. A sophomore, technically a freshman, since the season was shortened due to COVID last year, technically considered a rookie again this year, but she's been consistent through your first non-conference stretch. This past week, she batted over .500 once again and provides unbelievable speed to your base paths. To talk about where she is in your lineup and your strategy, she is almost another leadoff hitter, as is Kristen Hallam. So talk about what Chelsea provides to your lineup.
Well, she's our fastest player, and she's got the type of speed, not only for us being our fastest, but probably the fastest player in the conference and one of the fastest in the country. So she can really make some things happen offensively. For the most part, we've been hitting her in the 2-hole behind Kristen Hallam. That gives us a great 1-2 punch in terms of generating some offense for our ball club. Between the 2 of them, somebody's bound to get on base, and when that happens, we can make a lot of things happen offensively because of the speed that they have, how smart of base runners they both are, and as long as we got somebody step up and drive in some runs behind them, we can put some runs on the board pretty quick.
And definitely safe to say that you do have plenty of options for players who can step up and drive them in. Some other players with a pretty great week. I know Angelina Iapolo stepped up a couple times. Devin Losco can always step up. And your freshman, Brianna Morse, who knocked her first collegiate home run this weekend. So talk about some of the depth that your lineup provides.
Well, hopefully we can generate runs from 1 through 9 in the order, and I think that with getting Bree a little bit more consistent at bats. This past weekend has been a big plus for her. I see her as somebody who can really help and contribute for us in the long run down the road. She's going to be a great player for us as soon as she learns a little bit more. And she's still a freshman and still has to grow and learn. But overall, she's given us a good punch, sort of settled things down defensively at second base for us as well. So that's a good sign.
Definitely a great sign, making a couple of great plays out there, turning double plays, catching line drives was definitely exciting to see from her. But finally, I know we touched on the pitching a little bit. 3 pitchers seeing time this week. Bella Pisapia, Maddie Burns, and Nikki Mullen all settled down this week. So talk about how important that is going into conference play and what it means to be able to have options heading into weekends where you're going to be playing 3 games. Potentially, I don't know if there's any 4, but 3 games at least in 2 days.
Yeah, I mean that's what a conference series is. It's, you play 3 in 2 days, and you have to have multiple pitchers to be able to be successful in that kind of a setting and that kind of a series. So I feel good with where really all 3 of them are right now. They started out a little shaky at the beginning of the season, but they've settled in and settled down. And the goal for us with our pitching staff is give us a chance to win. And they've been able to do that. So I thought, Maddie Burns especially dominated this past weekend, and we got great outings out of both Nikki and Bella. So I think that's a good sign again going into our conference weekend.
Definitely, it was great to see them all throwing, especially Maddie Burns with 6 strikeouts in her Sunday outing against UMass Lowell. So, Coach, as you mentioned, conference starts this weekend. You'll play a 3-game set at Delaware back on the road to begin quite a long road stretch. But, Coach, you'll play Delaware twice on Saturday, once on Sunday. What do you expect to see from the Blue Hens this weekend?
We haven't seen them now. Obviously we didn't play any conference games last year. So all the conference teams are going to be somewhat of a mystery for us, but we've put together a pretty good scouting report on them. I think we'll be ready, obviously, and just looking forward to getting conference started again.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you back out on the field. So once again, Hofstra fans, Hofstra at Delaware this weekend, doubleheader Saturday beginning at noon and a single game on Sunday at noon. Live stats and video available all weekend long. Head to gohofstra.com/coverage to follow along all weekend. And Coach, best of luck this weekend. And thank you for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
And that was the W. Mason Coaches Report with head coach Jay Miller on gohofstra.com.